Yo, what's up again, YouTube? Today we are designing this button-down shirt in the style of like F1 race car shirts, or like car pit shirts. I'm not quite sure uh, what these shirts are for specifically, but I know it has something to do with racing. And they have like a bunch of logos on them and a bunch of you know all kinds of text and like these cool seams on them. So that's basically what we're gonna do. Sit back, relax, maybe open your Illustrator as well, and let's get into it. So the first thing we're gonna want to do is actually hide this buttons layer. As you can see, we have layers here, but we want to hide this buttons layer so that this is all that we have. I'll actually have this up on my Etsy shop, this Adobe Illustrator file where you can edit all of this. Actually, let's look at these layers for a second because everything's nicely organized. The first layer up top here is the text. Here you can really just edit. If you unlock this, you can edit this text here as well as this text down here. You can change the font, like do whatever you want. And then here is the buttons layer. If you unlock this, you can actually edit the colors of these, maybe change the size, really anything that you want. And then these are the lines for the thing, for the actual shirts, the lines here. And this is where you're gonna add your like prints and embroidery, so maybe a text, maybe some PNGs that you have already. This is where you're gonna put them. And then this layer that I called new seams, it's really just where you're gonna add, for example, if you want like a seam down here, you're gonna just use the pencil to draw your seam. Maybe like some shapes, maybe you want to add a seam here that's gonna have a shape down here. I'm actually gonna do most of what I'm talking about, so you're gonna see what I mean when I say like new seams. And it's not just seams, it's really just shapes and stuff like that. And then here is the flats. These are like the flat colors of the shirt itself. So if you want to change the color, you can like open here and like for example make this red, and this is all you change. Really, you don't change, you're not changing the anything else, you're just changing the color of the shirt. And it could be any color really, like it's really just for you to decide, for you to design. And so yeah, like you can get this Illustrator file sorry about that. You can get this Illustrator file on Etsy. I'll have a link in my description. You just download this and you can design however you want. But yeah, without talking about it too much, let's get into actually designing this and making it look like a racing shirt, because now it looks pretty boring. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is actually like look at these flats and change them. I want them to be like a light brown. It doesn't really matter how, like what you do first. Like you can really like you could add your text first. You could, it doesn't matter. This is just how I like to work, or how I'm working. So I'm just gonna like try and find a nice light brown, like a khaki almost. I don't know if this is a good one. I don't think so. No, this. After struggling some, I think I will settle with this. Settle with this. Yes, okay. I might change it later. This is just so I can kind of have a good idea of what I'm doing really. So we're just gonna lock this again, and the basically the reason why we log these is so that we can, for example, work on something while everything else is locked, so that you don't accidentally edit something in another layer. So for example, maybe you want to change the lines here, but every time you try to like play with the lines, you accidentally move this, right? This is why we lock, for example, the flats, so that you can play with the lines or something like that. I don't know, but okay, let us hide these buttons again, and go into seams, where I will now add like my my new seams, I guess. The first thing that I want to do is actually add a like a brown strip over here. I'm thinking like if it's just like a straight piece like this, and then it's just a darker brown, like somewhere here maybe. No, let's make it like this. It's just a darker brown like this. And you can edit this however you want. Let me just quickly run through what I'm trying to show, and then I'll go into time lapse where I actually just like finish everything. But or actually, let me just get into time lapse where I play with these seams and actually do something. But as you can see here, I left the outlines, and they are at 2 points. The outline is at 2 points and it's black. So this is why it has this outline. This is where the seam is gonna be, and you can turn it off or on. I like it on because I feel like this black line is just a good indication of, you know, where the new seam is gonna be. But let me go, and I'll come back when I've actually finished what I'm doing here. So I'm happy with what I have so far. As you can see, I discarded off those, like that new shape here, that new brown part down here, because I didn't really like how it looked. It might be cool for another design for another shirt, but not this one. I actually also made the collar brown as well, and added these little shoulder things here. I don't know what they're called, why they're here. I just like the shapes, and so I added them. The next thing that I want to do actually is just like add a we want to add a stitch line here. I think it would really add to the mock-up. I guess it'll make it look better, and so we're just gonna add a line, go to wait, I apologize because this is take this here, and let's say 2 inches. No, not 2. I think 1's good. Yeah, 1's good. 1 is good, and we just want to make it parallel to this line like this, and then say transform, reflect, and say copy, so that you can get a copy of this at the exact same angle, which you will just place this side, and it's gonna give you this. And the last thing you want to do, I guess, is add another one, stitch line down here. You can press I, and oh, actually you can't do that. Yeah, and this is what you're gonna have. But I think I should let go of this. Yeah, it's okay if it's like this. We know that there's gonna be a stitch. We don't have to actually put it there because the stitch is almost everywhere. But what I'm gonna do now is actually just get into my prints and embroidery layer, open that up, lock this, and then start adding my text and some logos to make the design, basically. Since this will be like for a brand or something, I'm just gonna make something up, and I think that'll be like the last step. And essentially what you do here is you can go into like your folders and drag in a PNG of maybe a text design that you've done before, maybe a design for the embroidery that you want to have, and then you're just gonna add them here, like size them correctly and just put them here. But I'm gonna be mostly working in here already, so I'll just like add text and shapes here and do most of the graphic design here. But let me just go for a second and I'll be back. But actually let me write down the text first. Let's call the brand like Sweet Anatomy. My keyboard is effed up, so we're just gonna be using this for now. And you can add your text just like this. You can change your font, and then you can also change the color down here. Yeah, so let me just fight with this just a little bit and I'll come back when I'm done. Oh, actually this is when I got the idea to turn this into a Great Africa design, because I realized that I've been trying to get a hold of their attention, but I haven't been successful. So maybe with this video I'll get their attention. They're probably not gonna watch this, but I do plan on making like a short just to upload. So instead of this, or let's just say no, instead of this, let's just make it Great Africa. So that's what we're gonna do. And again, I'll be back when I'm done with what I have to do here. Okay, so this is what I ended up having. This is like the final design, I guess, that I came up with, and I really like how it turned out. I was looking at this one jacket for inspiration, for the colors especially, and yeah, this is pretty much what we got to. As you can see, like, all of this has been done in the print and embroidery layer, which means, you know, if you're changing this, you don't really get to change anything. As you can see, I unlocked it and I'm moving this, you know, to a better position. Maybe I might change it to white, but I kind of like black. I feel like it doesn't look clear on the computer, but once it's like real life things, it could be cool, you know. So hopefully this catches Great Africa's attention and they fuck with it, you know. Obviously the idea would be them actually making one of these, because I think it's pretty fucking cool, and I would be excited about having one. And what's basically happening here, there's no buttons, but there's a zip under here. Now obviously it's hidden, so I won't draw it, but it's gonna be a zip under there, under this, you know, overlap or whatever. So yeah, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Excuse me, I try very hard to be consistent, so you know, you can expect some videos in the future. Yeah, so yeah, thank you, and I'll see you next time.